Solve the great. We do it by embracing freedom and liberty. There may be no such thing as a free lunch, but this hour is as close as it gets. Welcome to A Free Solution.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for giving me a chunk of your afternoon here on A Free Solution in WYSL, Rochester, New York, WENY, Elmira Corning, The Patriot, WACK in Newark, New York. As you hear me say, that's the cool Newark. Larry Sharp here, host of the Sharpway Show at night and here Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon and 3 and all afternoon, depending on where you are. Give me a buzz, 585-346-3000. Now, as always, there's stuff going on, but I'm picking something specific, something that I complain about all the time. Yesterday in New York City, where I live, we had two kind of odd traffic accidents. One was a 60-year-old man getting something at a local bodega in the Bronx. Car accident. Car veers off, smashes at him, hits him. He goes into the bodega. He lost his leg. Second, guy who's not doing well in Manhattan would often help back tractor trailers into their docking places in Manhattan and hope for tips. This is what he should do. Make some cash. He got crushed by a truck, dead. You might say, wow, why am I talking about this? Because in 2014, my local baron, Mayor de Blasio, decided that he was going to make New York City safe. That's what he said. He said, I'm going to make sure there's like no pedestrian deaths, no traffic deaths, and I'm going to call it Vision Zero. And he copied this off of Scandinavian countries who've done this because he thinks that that's a socialist utopia and he wants to make New York City a socialist utopia. He does believe that. I'm not joking. He really believes that. So he decided, I'm going to do this. Vision Zero. And I'm now going to start putting all kind of rules and regulations. I'm going to tear up our streets and create bike lanes that nobody uses to ensure there's no parking for anybody already in New York City. I don't care if your community wants it or not. You're getting it. I'm going to lower the speed limit so that people don't want to drive anymore. I'm going to do all these things because more rules always equals more safety. And zero tolerance policies always work. Neither of those last two things is true. In fact, the reverse is always true. So what's happened? This started in 2014. 2014 it began. So what's that, 7 years, give or take, to fix this? The saddest part of it all, last year, during COVID lockdown, traffic deaths are up in New York City and have been up in New York City for a couple of years. Bicycle deaths are up since 2019. We don't have much data from 2020. Traffic overall, much more deaths in New York City, even though we had lockdown. So we had less traffic, more deaths. But in here, specifically pedestrians going up, bicyclists going up, more being killed. And most of the bicyclists are being killed by big trucks and buses. Most of them. And you're supposed to make sure you get in a bus because that's safer. I guess for the people in the bus, maybe, but not for the bicyclists, not for the pedestrians, because they're still dying. Vision Zero didn't work. It was never going to work. When he mentioned it and talked about it, I was against it. Anytime you think that zero tolerance is going to work, it never works. And you will rarely hear me say that. Usually when I talk, I'll say things like, well, the odds are against it. It raises the chances. Usually general rule. No. This is 100% rule. 100%. The second you go, I have zero tolerance, you will make things worse every single time without exception. Zero tolerance policies always make things worse because they rely on only one thing: force. When you rely on force, and that's your only issue, rely on force, you'll get a short-term bump in any direction you want. Force is a very good short-term answer. I need money. I'll rob Tim because I got a gun and Tim doesn't have one right now. So I got him. Short term, that works. Tim gives me his wallet. See that I got money. Long term, Tim and I have a big problem. That's not going to go well. So short term, it totally worked. Long term, that's a problem. And that's how all zero tolerance policies work. Vision Zero was destined to fail because it was on the idea of, I will just make more rules. I will just force people into what I think. I will make more rules. I will change their communities, whether they want that change or not. I will push people into using bicycles, and they won't because they don't. I have tons of bike lanes in my neighborhood that people never use. But now I have less parking. And here's the worst part. I took away parking during COVID when I have more and more delivery trucks all over the place. So I got delivery trucks now having to stop to deliver all over the place because of COVID more than anything else. I mean, it was growing anyway, and they have no place to park. So I've made worse traffic. So now I have angry people driving, terrible traffic. So angry people driving in New York. Is that going to be safer? I would say no. I would say no. And I think the data backs me up. Whenever I want people to do stuff, whatever that thing is, I want them to want to do it. I want to give them a carrot and not use the stick. If I begin to get people to want to do it, then they'll do it better. This is just common sense. We all get this. Think about yourself and anything you've ever done. When you've wanted to do it, you did it better. Period. Because that's what humans do. That isn't magic. That's basic human nature. If I force you to do it, you say, I'm not doing that. But you said you want to do it. Yeah, but now, Larry, you're forcing me. Well, now I don't want to do it anymore. If I tell Steven, you better do it, he doesn't want to do it. He's like, no, I'm not doing that. But if I ask him and say, hey, would you like to? And if you do, you might get this cool thing. Then he goes, yeah. Oh, Larry, sure. I got you. I'll take care of that. It's a whole different way of looking at government, of looking at leadership, and looking at humans. Being softer on the individuals and harder on the systems, and focusing systems on incentive versus punishment. And sadly, our state is nowhere near there, and New York City is nowhere near there. And the people who get punished is the examples I just gave you, is a poor guy in the Bronx and a really poor guy in Manhattan. It wasn't like the wealthy people are being punished by this. They're not. They literally have either limos or special cars. And if any of you been to New York City in the last couple of years, I mean, not last year because of the COVID lockdowns, but prior to last year, 2018, 19, 2017, as this began to happen, if you drive down a major road like Park Avenue, look to the right and left as you're driving down or up one of those roads, and you see the side streets. And what's in almost all the side streets? A bunch of black cars. Why would there be a bunch of black cars? Those are all the car services and limos from the wealthy people who just had their driver stay there. I'm not joking. Wait till we open up again next year, and you'll see it again. A bunch of them just sit there. If you're wealthy, you have a driver, and you have a car. You don't care about these rules. They don't matter to you. You're not getting a bus. You're not getting hit by a tractor trailer. You got professional drivers. What you have? You don't rent the subway. You don't do that. That's for the poor people, not for the wealthy. That's how the city works. But who's ever told you that before? They don't tell you that stuff. They don't. The wealthy aren't affected. Zero tolerance policies not only make things worse, but the people they hurt, it's always the people who are the weakest. The strongest always get around it in every single case. So as we begin to tighten things, we saw it with the lockdowns. We're going to lock down New York State, lockdown. What happened with the wealthy? Did they get locked down in their apartments and stuff? No. They left early, went to their second homes, which weren't in New York City, and they work out there. So they're in a nice second home someplace. Connecticut, the Jersey Shore, South Carolina, where Florida. They're hanging out down there. Who gets stuck here? We do. Maybe I should be rich. That's my problem. Guys, thank you so much. Am I wrong? Am I right? Tell me. 585-346-3000. Larry Sharp, our free solution. Back.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at Simple Tech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, Simple Tech Innovations should be your first call. They've won the Best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
When you've been seriously injured in a car crash, you need a lawyer who knows how to beat the big insurance companies. Call me and I'll take them on so you can focus on your health and family.
Car crash, call Salino. Salino, call Salino. 888-2020.
Main Street, Rochester. A message from the National Police Association. It used to be that any able-bodied person would offer to assist a police officer in danger. Now, passers-by are more likely to take a video. There's a better use for your phone when an officer's in trouble. Call 911. Tell the operator where you are and what you see. Then, start your video to provide evidence later. To learn more about how you can assist law enforcement, visit nationalpolice.org. That's nationalpolice.org.
Why do businesses choose to move their website from Wix and Squarespace to Simple Tech Innovations? Maybe it's their excellent customer service or attention to detail. Maybe it's their ability to give a truly customized solution. Or perhaps they just like the fact that Simple Tech is a local small business that builds great relationships with its clients. Whatever the reason may be, you can rest assured knowing that the local team at Simple Tech has your best interest in mind when building or updating your website. They're hands-on and love helping customers achieve their goals. But don't take my word for it. They've won the Best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If your website doesn't match your dreams or isn't achieving your goals, give the professionals at Simple Tech Innovations a call today for a consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
A free solution.
Hey, it's Larry Sharp here on A Free Solution. 585-346-3000. Excuse me, to reach out to me. I'm host of the Sharp Way Show at night, but here, Tuesday, Thursday afternoons, WYSL Rochester, New York, WENY, ENI, Elmira and Corning, The Patriot, WACK in Newark, New York. You know, you can follow A Free Solution on YouTube if you want to, or on Facebook if you want to. This is a cool show on every single day. You got cool people like Kevin Wilson on here, and we even sometimes grab the super cool Andrew Hollister. We get him to come on too. Not too shabby, guys. Not too shabby. Follow a free solution, and you can make sure you can listen and or watch every single day. Not too shabby. Before the break, I was talking about the zero tolerance policies in New York City. New York City. Why did I bring up New York City? Because it isn't just New York City. I know it because I live here. But wherever you are, when people begin to implement zero tolerance policies, things go badly. The reason why they do it is, man, it feels good. I'm doing stuff. Look at me. I care. I'm not going to tolerate this. Sounds great. But in the long run, it fails constantly. Let me grab a couple of comments from the interwebs that are coming on here. Desiree says, I think the government is taking away more freedoms under the guise of freedom. I think she means safety. Yes, that's what she means. The guise of safety, yes. Under the guise of freedom, maybe that's 1984 stuff, Desiree. So I agree, right? You find this is what makes me afraid when I hear things like national emergency, public safety emergency, war on something. Any of these phrases means be afraid so I can take away your freedoms. Because you know what? Without me, you can't be safe. So let me lock you away in your room. Shh, be quiet. Put you in your room. For your safety. I know better than you. I got you covered. And then I lock you in that room for days on end. Then I give you a sandwich on day 6. You go, oh, thank you so much for the sandwich. You're amazing. Yeah, I'm the guy who put you in here. I don't know why I'm so amazing, but okay. Now you love me. You know what? Here's some ice cream. Just like 3 licks. Oh my God, 3 licks of ice cream? You're the greatest guy in the world. I love you now. So you love me, the guy who locks you in the room. That's what's happening. I think you're completely right. Right? Isn't it Stockholm Syndrome? Did I get that right? I'm not sure if that's actually Stockholm Syndrome or not, but I think it is. So there we go, Desiree. I think you're right. Again, it's a short-term solution. A long-term solution is how to deal with the new environment, whatever that environment is. If it's a dangerous environment, we have to adapt to that dangerous environment. Then try to counter the dangerous environment. That's how entities survive. That's how organisms grow. We decided to go, no, I'm going to lock you in a cage. Not the right answer. So, Garrett says, are there non-angry drivers in New York City? Yeah, there's like 7 of us. There's a couple here or there. But it's like the old, if you guys have watched the Avengers movies, when they asked Dr. Banner, who is the Hulk, how does he keep himself, not from turning into the Hulk or whatever? He goes, maybe it's time for you to get, what do other people say? Maybe it's time for you to get angry so you can turn to the Hulk. He says, that's my entire, plan. I'm always angry. Well, we're New York City people. We're always angry. That's it. So yes. Greg asks, Larry, how do I get myself a slick Sharp Way coffee mug like you? It is indeed a super cool, slick Sharp Way coffee mug that I have right now. And if you're watching me online, you can see that I'm actually drinking from it. You can just head over to Zazzle.com, Zazzle.com, type in Sharp Way or Larry Sharp, and all my goodies pop up. If you want any of my goodies, I do have a swag store. You can also have the sharpway.com, click store, and you can pick up all the cool Sharp Way swag. Shirts, mugs, golf balls, whatever. I don't know why you want a golf ball, but hey, if that's your thing, Greg, take your golf balls and let people know, show everybody your Sharp Way golf balls. I didn't go there. See that, Greg? I'm being good on the radio. So I want to go to the next piece. You might say, Larry, don't you want safety? So if you can't do the zero tolerance, well, then what's your answer, Mr. Smart Guy? Okay, I'm going to give you a couple. And I had them years ago and still support them. One of them I talked about was actually fixing the MTA, and the MTA at night allowing freight trains to come into New York City. And I said, Larry, freight trains? Yeah. But Larry, you can't have freight trains driving under, underground in the old system that we have for, pedestrian traffic, not pedestrian traffic, for just commercial traffic, non-commercial traffic, residential traffic. Yeah, you're right. So the way they get it is by rebuilding the lines. It'll take them a couple of years. Amazon or UPS or FedEx, whomever, rebuilds out the lines. They now get at night, which for those of you who don't know, in New York City, the service at night is maybe half, right? Maybe half. Passengers, maybe half. So what do? Every other train is a freight train. So now the people who still travel at night still have a way of traveling, but every other train is a freight train. The freight train comes by. Why do I care about freight trains? If I have freight trains coming into the city, number one, I have less trucks coming to the city. Most of the people being killed on the streets are being killed by trucks and big buses. So right then and there, less trucks, which means less traffic, which to Garrett's point, less angry drivers and less big vehicles in the most small streets of New York City. Not rocket science. So right there, I've made my city safer, but I'm still not done. If I have these companies create these rail lines that come into the city, well, we also use those same new rail lines for passengers. That's part of the deal. So they get to move their stuff in cheaper, no more trucks in the city. Well, a whole lot less. They then create hubs where they can start sending off packages, maybe even because it'll be locally and smaller. They can even use bicycles. They can even use physical people, walkers, right? Like mail, like the mail carriers, dropping off mail, all those things. Again, less cars, less trucks in the city, more jobs for people. But as they'll need to have more hubs, because that was what will happen naturally, then we have more, better, cleaner MTA system, subway system. And on top of that, they're paying for it. Therefore, now I also will have a cheaper, more effective subway system. If I have a cheaper and more effective subway system, then I have less people walking the streets, don't I? Less people taking taxis, less people driving. I don't have to use force. That's the key. That's a long-term solution that people will choose and go, why would I drive in New York City? The subways are awesome. I'll use them and they're cheaper. You, the person who comes to visit New York City, will decide to not drive. I don't have to force you. I don't have to pay my my congestion pricing, which is the other thing they're talking about. Let's use congestion pricing. Don't need that. If I make it easier for you to not drive, you'll choose to not drive. But Larry, we still got bike lanes and such. Well, that's true. When I lived in Japan for many years. And an issue that they would do in Japan is when they saw a lot of pedestrian deaths in an area, what they would do is they would simply create a pedestrian overpass. That was their issue, right? You create a pedestrian overpass, and then people are just walking across whenever they want. They don't have to go through the intersection. It's a common thing. Now, the issue, of course, is in Japan has old cities too, just like New York does, older than New York in many ways. So it's not always easy to build those things, but they would find ways to get people to want to walk over the overpass because it was faster. They would do it, not wait for a light. Less people crossing, less deaths. We can do this, guys. Larry Sharp, a free solution, 585-346-3000. Give me a call. Back after the break.
The new Dan Bongino Show, coming May 24th. AM 1040 Avon, Rochester, FM 92.1 Rochester, and FM 95.5 Spencerport.
Here's the latest forecast from the News 10 NBC Weather Center for tonight. We'll see some snow developing after midnight. Temperatures into the low 30s for Wednesday. We'll see areas of snow, especially in the morning, tapering the snow showers in the afternoon. A couple of slushy inches for most of us. There could be higher amounts in the hills and areas west of Rochester. Temps in the 30s, some snow showers near 40 on Thursday. I'm Rich Ganillia, WYSL.
Why do businesses choose to move their website from Wix and Squarespace to SimpleTech Innovations? Maybe it's their excellent customer service or attention to detail. Maybe it's their ability to give a truly customized solution. Or perhaps they just like the fact that SimpleTech is a local small business that builds great relationships with its clients. Whatever the reason may be, you can rest assured knowing that the local team at SimpleTech has your best interest in mind when building or updating your website. They're hands-on and love helping customers achieve their goals. But don't take my word for it. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If your website doesn't match your dreams or isn't achieving your goals, give the professionals at SimpleTech Innovations a call today for a consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. SimpleTech Innovations.
At Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Anthony Drive off Route 96 in Victor. Spring lease savings are big, like the 21 Jeep Gladiator Sport 4x4 Crew Cab, $219 a month for 42 months. A 21 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 is just $269 a month for 36 months. Requires existing Grand Cherokee lease and be returning lessee. The 2020 Jeep Renegade Latitude 4x4 is only $159 a month for 36 months. Must be conquest or returning lessee. The 21 Ram 1500 Classic Warlock Quad Cab 4x4 pickup is just $159 a month for 36 months. Must be conquest or returning lessee. Use 2 Ram coupons while supply lasts. Lease through Ally. Jeep, America's iconic four-wheel drive brand. $2,500 cash or trade and other conditions apply. Get full details from the dealer. Equipment and MSRP vary by model. We're here to fully serve Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram customers in Victor, Canandaigua, Macedon, Fairport, and throughout the Metro and Finger Lakes. Shop with confidence and safety and full CDC compliance. Victor, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, 6560 Anthony Drive in Victor.
Come home to calm, quiet, and beautiful Woodgate apartments and townhomes in Spencerport. Just minutes from downtown Rochester. Choose from 1 or 2 bedroom apartments or 2 or 3 bedroom 2-floor townhomes in an historic canal village featuring nearby restaurants and shopping. You'll appreciate the balconies, patios, and beautiful pool. The townhomes include an attached garage. Come take a tour and meet our friendly and knowledgeable on-site staff, Cedar Circle in Spencerport, or visit woodgateplaceapts.com to learn more.
What does it mean to bank locally with Tompkins? It means keeping your money in your community with a team of neighbors to guide you through big decisions and milestones, plus all the convenience of our mobile app, where you can manage your account, deposit checks remotely, send money to family and friends, even turn your card off if it gets misplaced, then back on when you find it. Ready to bank locally with the team at Tompkins? Visit Tompkins Bank of Castile online or at a branch to get started. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
WYSL.
Tired of the big box stores who don't service what they sell? At C&B Mower in Lima, browse and talk to the owners who sell and service their products. C&B Mower has a full line of commercial and residential products, from pressure washers to generators, rototillers to chainsaws and string trimmers. Call C&B Mower at 624-5955. C&B Mower, routes 5 and 20, just east of the village of Lima. Small engine repair is their specialty.
All-Star Custom Apparel and Design is your local source for outfitting your team, employees, or customers and updating your logo, detailing your vehicles, signs, drinkware, and more. We will get your name recognized. Call 585-623-4000 to see what All-Star can do for you.
Livingston County Pizza offers a full gluten-free menu and bakery along with their regular menu, so your family can enjoy their favorites, including burgers, sandwiches, and even hand-breaded onion rings and Friday fish fries with their dedicated to gluten-free fryer. Livingston County Pizza, you won't believe your belly.
Red Wings Radio.
This is Josh Wetzel, voice of the Rochester Red Wings. Keep up to date on the Red Wings weekday mornings following the local news all season on the WYSL stations.
A free solution.
Hey, everybody. Larry Sharp back here on A Free Solution. So happy to have you with me. I'm host of the Sharp Way Show. Follow me on my Sharp Way Show. I'm on, how about YouTube? Click on YouTube, pop on the Sharp Way, and click subscribe. That's not a bad idea. Sure. I'm here. A Free Solution. WYSL, Rochester, New York. WENY, Elmira, Corning, The Patriot. WACK in Newark, New York. 585-346-3000. Before the break, I was talking about how do we actually create systems? How do we create an environment to where people will be safer without us having to force them or lock them in their homes or punish them or change their systems or change their communities without them wanting it? Well, as I was just talking about it, I remember when I lived in Japan, they would very often create a pedestrian overpass when they thought that pedestrians were having too many bad encounters with cars and bikes and other things in a specific intersection. In theory, New York should do the same thing, right? But why would we? Cost money and time. But I go right back to the idea of bringing in freight trains into New York City through the subway lines. Once you have a hub someplace, you now have to get your product or service someplace else. What's a cheap way of doing that? I don't know, moped, bike, something like that. That's a cheap way of doing it. Sure. What if you gave Amazon or FedEx or whatever the ability to go ahead to do motorcycle overpasses? I'm not joking. Moped. Maybe motorcycle is too big of a deal. Maybe moped overpasses. So you can get on your moped and drive 3 or 4 blocks on overpass. Maybe it's, 2 or 3 stories above the sidewalk or something. Whatever's the rules. You can make it safe. Easy. Does that. Maybe you have a second piece. Not only is there a moped side, but there's another side, which is a pedestrian side. So you could walk or you could run on it. Not a bad deal. It's a secondary set of sidewalks that don't cross any streets. You basically create another level for people to walk on. No cars are there. Now, would people use it? You may go, Larry, who's going to go on some overpass when they can just walk on the street? Well, we did an example. We did an experiment already in New York City. We divvied up the sidewalk and we drew a line down the middle and said people who are, and this is true, this actually happened, people who are on their phones should walk on one side and people who are not, who just walk it straight, should walk on the other. And this was done over the course of like a day as an experiment. Most New Yorkers said, oh, this is for the people who are looking down on their phones and who are walking slow. And they actually moved over to that side. And the people who were walking quickly, not on their phones, went on the other side voluntarily. It was just basically paint on the side, on the sidewalk. No rules, no cops, little sign, paint. People did it because the average person doesn't want to be a jerk. They want to be on their phone, looking down on their phone and not bothering others. That's what the average person wants. So most people just got over and checked their phone and kept walking. And other people, they don't want to be on their phone. They want to walk to get to where they're going. And they went to the side and they walked fast to get to where they're going. Wow. Crazy, huh? So what if you instead said, hey, if you're not walking 1 block, but you're walking 10 or 15, go up on this, cool, maybe we'll have an escalator or something. I don't know. Whatever's cool. Go up on that and walk the 10 blocks on that. No cars, no lights. Just walk. Trying to be fast to get where you're going. Go. initially, there'd be a few people who would do it, and eventually more would. Eventually more would. But Larry, how you going to pay for this, you libertarian? You know what I'm going to say already. You already know. I'm going to get some company that wants to have this sponsored on the side. We're going to have this. They're going to have some kind of advertisements on it because I don't want to raise your taxes. We have enough taxes in this state. Enough taxes in my city. I'm not raising your taxes. You know that. But let's say I'm wrong. Let's say it can't work. It's impossible for whatever reason. Just me bringing these ideas up to the people who are trying to make things happen will make them think outside the box and find the right answer. Because this zero tolerance, government steps in, government forces you, fine you. And we're doing that, by the way. We've lowered the speed limit in New York to, I think it's 20 miles an hour everywhere. I think that's right. I think it's 20. To where now they're giving more tickets. So they're now making it a profit center and they're punishing people, of course. Now, again, if you're wealthy, do you care about a $100 ticket? If you get it once in a while because you're going to your meeting and your driver's driving quickly? No. You pay the $100 ticket for your driver. And if you get so many tickets, you get another driver. You don't care, whatever. What happens when you're struggling? You're struggling. And now you got a $150 ticket. And you're struggling. And you can't pay that in 30 days. You don't have it. And now the fines and fees pop up. And now it's $200. You couldn't afford the $150. Now it's $200. Can't afford that either. Now it's $250. You're in trouble. Yet again, you bring the hammer down, and the poor guy suffers the most. You're wealthy, you don't care. Whatever. I'm a speed today. Fine up. Joey, go ahead and floor it. I'll pay your ticket. It's fine. Go do it. I'm paying my driver $80,000 a year anyway. What does he care? So it's fine. He doesn't care. It's a ticket or two. He'll deal with it. He'll deal with it. This is what we're dealing with here. I'm giving you solutions, free solutions, because that's the name of the show. I'm giving you free solutions that don't require force, that don't require new laws and regulations, that don't punish the poor or the middle class. What are we getting from our leaders now? More rules, more regulations that keep punishing us. And they keep saying, just squeeze more. And my mayor with Vision Zero, that has failed completely, that has just put New York City in a worse place with more fines and fees, with less freedom. And his answer, I'm not joking, is just got to keep pushing with more funding. That's exactly where his head is. He can't even imagine maybe being wrong. It's impossible. Not in his world. He just goes, oh, well, see, if we had more funding, then it would work. Look, I'm telling you, Tim, I'm telling you, if you're still listening, I know you're upset, but I'm telling you, if we just had like 3 gulags, then we would have that perfect socialist utopia I've been telling you about. Okay, maybe 4 gulags, but no more than 4 gulags. I'm no more than 4. Okay, maybe 5. Maybe 5 gulags. Then we'd have it. And of course, I can't only take 60% of your money, Tim. I can't. I need about 85%. Maybe 90. 95. After 95% of your money, when I take 95% of your money and no more than 5 gulags, then you will see, Tim, you're just not a believer. Then we will have that socialist utopia that I've been talking about for decades. Why don't you guys believe? Now, I know you're thinking, Larry, that's funny. That's really how he believes. And there are lots of our leaders who think that, who really believe if we just squeeze a little bit more. A little bit more. Cuomo, sorry, I apologize. Our Lord and Master, His Majesty, King Andrew Cuomo II, oh, hail a king. If you listen to him talk, he's always about I just got to turn the valve a little bit more, squeeze a little bit more, and then we'll have it. He thinks the same way. Imagine in your life, all you can imagine is using force to get your will. Those are the people that we have in charge. There's a reason why this is called the free solution. It's an actual solution. And good ideas don't require force. If it's a good idea, you go, hey, that's a good idea. I should go do that. And if I can't sell you on that idea, shame on me. And that's why I'm here. Afternoons, trying to sell you a free solution. And it's free. You better buy it. Larry Sharp here on a free solution. 585-346-3000. Back after the break.
Why do businesses choose to move their website from Wix and Squarespace to SimpleTech Innovations? Maybe it's their excellent customer service or attention to detail. Maybe it's their ability to give a truly customized solution. Or perhaps they just like the fact that SimpleTech is a local small business that builds great relationships with its clients. Whatever the reason may be, you can rest assured knowing that the local team at SimpleTech has your best interest in mind when building or updating your website. They're hands-on and love helping customers achieve their goals. But don't take my word for it. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If your website doesn't match your dreams or isn't achieving your goals, give the professionals at SimpleTech Innovations a call today for a consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. SimpleTech Innovations.
Hi, my name is Ryan Bourne.
And I'm Danica Bourne.
And we're the owners of South Coast Tax. We would like to thank our Lord for protecting us from evil. Psalm 91 states, He is my refuge and my fortress, for He will rescue us from every trap and protect us from deadly disease.
South Coast Tax are Christian-based tax accountants and attorneys who specialize in releasing bank levies, wage garnishments, and filing complex tax returns. We are the leaders in acceptance of offers and compromise with awesome results.
We are also a small firm who will treat you like family and not just a number.
Call us today at 1-800-TAX-1176 for a free consultation, and we'll take the time to explain all of the programs that you qualify for in order to allow you a fresh start.
In John 8:36, so if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. And one way we can achieve that is by being debt-free. So let us help you today. Call us at 1-800-TAX-1176, and together we can help achieve this goal by putting the IRS tax debt behind you for good. Again, that number is 1-800-TAX-1176.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at SimpleTech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity.
We have Jane from Warsaw, New York.
And secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, SimpleTech Innovation should be your first call. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. SimpleTech Innovations.
A free solution.
Hey, everybody. Larry Sharp here on A Free Solution. WYSL, Rochester, New York. WENY, ENI in Elmira, recording the Patriot. WACK in Newark, New York. So happy that you gave me a chunk of your afternoon. I hope it's fun and exciting. Trying to talk about cool things. I hope at least. We'll see. Follow us on A Free Solution on Facebook and YouTube. Been talking the entire show about zero tolerance, about getting people to want to do things versus using a stick on long-term solutions. That's what I've been talking about, and I hope it's making sense. I'm going to grab a call if I can here. Jane from Warsaw. How are you?
Hi, fine.
I'm glad. Warsaw, hold on. Is that Genesee or Wyoming County?
Wyoming County.
Wyoming. There we go. Sorry, I knew it was out there west of New York. I forgot which one it was.
Oh. Anyways, I would make a comment. You were commenting on public safety.
Mm-hmm.
And you're in New York City, right?
Yep.
And is your water fluorinated?
Oh, I don't know. We filter all of our water. I don't trust New York City water.
Yeah. Because that's another public safety, because the National Research Council in 2006 said that fluoride had nothing to do with protecting your teeth. And why is the CDC not spouting that out? Why aren't they
it's funny
taking
you
that
bring
out?
this up, right? I think this is a valid point. Yeah. Again, you have an idea to where a city or a state or municipality, I should say, decides to put something in the water. Yeah. And other people go, maybe it shouldn't be in the water.
Yeah.
Well, then why are they forcing it?
Yeah.
I'm not against you, Jane, if you want to put fluoride in your water.
Drug. So why are they drugging everybody?
There we go. Well, maybe they're trying to keep us quiet, Jane.
Well, yeah. They said back
that.
there, hey, there's history there. Back in there when the Nazis used fluoride before they fumigated the juice.
You can't go to Nazis like that. That's called Godwin's law.
Well,
Have you heard that before, Jane?
Yeah, but they got the idea from the Democrats. Did you know that?
The Nazis got the idea from the Democrats?
Yes. Research it.
Okay. Now, all right. There's a thing on the internet called Godwin's law. And Godwin's law says that on the internet, almost every argument falls back to eventually the Nazis. Now, why I'm teasing you, Jane, is you went there like after the second question. You got to wait before you go to Nazis. You got to go 4, 5, 6 questions.
Oh.
Then you got to go there. You got to walk down the road before you go there.
Yeah.
But I do think your point is a valid one, right? Again, I'm not against people who want to use fluoride, whether it's in their toothpaste or in their water. I think it's your choice. If you think it's the right answer, go ahead. But in my view, we filter all of our water in my house. My kids, my family, we don't drink straight New York City water. We filter everything out because, to your point, I don't trust New York City water.
Yeah.
Now, I would not want to pass a law forcing people to have or not have fluoride. If you want to try to do it, go ahead.
By federal
That's
law,
my issue.
They have it in.
Yes.
Not studying it.
And that's why I filter it out.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah, but
I don't even, I know I'm a bit fanatical on this one. I don't even have fluoride in my toothpaste. I know it's kind of nutty, but that's true.
No, I use baking soda.
There we go. See?
Yeah.
We're going to have nice clean teeth. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Jane, I'm with you on the choice aspect of this.
Oh, yeah.
I think people need to be able to make decisions, but there's more important piece, right? Okay. If you have people who are choosing to put fluoride in their water and people who are not, well, now you get to have an actual experiment and a test and see, is there a difference, right? Is fluoride actually affecting people? Is it not? Here are the 2 examples. Let's see what's happening. And if you find that people with fluoride have amazing teeth, okay, it works. There we go. But even if it's true at this point, Jane, if we show you the data, you can decide, you know what? I want that fluoride. That's good for me. Or, it's not. Am I making sense?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You always got to look on both sides.
100%.
But
100%.
Before they put that fluoride in, they didn't study it. They just put it in.
That's what my issue is.
Yeah.
If a municipality is going to vote for it, I would be open to the idea, even though I personally wouldn't like it. But as long as the municipality would vote for it, you could then see different municipalities and make decisions. I think that's the key.
Yeah.
Jane, thank you so much for the call. I appreciate it.
So.
Have a good afternoon.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. She brings up a critical point. She says, do your own homework, do your own research. And Jane is right. We should. But in reality, we may not. We might just look at someone that we trust and believe them. And I think you see this happening often with Dr. Fauci, right? That the Fauci says something, people go, oh, he's a person of authority. Let's believe him. And again, I'm not against you believing someone that you believe is in authority. That's fine, up to you. But the problem is when that one authority figure then dictates the entire country, that's a problem. That's my worry. Jane clearly likes to do her own research. Good on her. Some people aren't going to want to. They're going to want to say, okay, let me find the expert and I'm going to listen to her. I'm going to listen to him, whatever. I'm sure some of Jane's friends listen to her. Think she's the expert. Awesome. That's great. And maybe Jane is. She sounds pretty smart, so maybe she is. So maybe she is the expert. But this goes down to choice. But Larry, what if Jane's wrong? And what if fluoride is the magic mineral? Is it mineral? No, magic element. Sorry. It's the magic element that the magic chemical that saves everybody's lives. It's the magic chemical. What if she's wrong? Then we'll find out. And people who will try to not do it will find out because their life is theirs and they own it. I don't have fluoride in my water. We filter it out. Does that mean it's right? It means it's right for me. That's what it means. It's right for me. It doesn't mean it's right for you. And if
2 minutes,
I don't get the magic powers from fluoride and, Jane's wrong and his magic powers in fluoride, then I guess me and Jane, we don't get to have magic powers then, do we? But maybe she's right. And maybe we shouldn't have it. So I know I'm yapping a bit, but I always push on these issues. Choice really does matter. It is your life. You own it. You get to decide to pursue it the way you want to pursue it, even if you make a mistake. People go skydiving and they sometimes die. And I would say that's silly, but it's not my life. I don't get to decide whether or not you go skydiving, and I shouldn't. And the state shouldn't decide whether you have fluoride in your water or not. You should. They shouldn't have that power. In that regard, Jane's right. And now I've got to pay money to get the fluoride out of my water versus someone who wants fluoride paying to put it in their water.
1 minute.
I think that's kind of backwards. But what are you going to do? That's kind of where we are right now. The reality of it is, if you want to be happy, you have to have choice. Even if you decide to not choose. And I want to be clear on this. Even if you decide don't choose. If I tell you, I go, hey, Jane, we should go out to have dinner. Our family should have dinner. And I'm telling you, it's got to be Italian. She's mad. Why Italian? Why are you telling me to be Italian? Now she's mad at me. But I go, hey, Jane, where you want to go? Italian place, Greek place, Chinese place, a bunch of them. Which one you want to go to? She goes, I don't care, Larry, you pick. And I go Italian. She goes, great. So even though she didn't choose, she knew she could have. Choice makes you feel like you have power. Power makes you feel like you are important. That can make you happy. Larry Sharp, a free solution. I will see you guys in a couple days.
Hi, folks. This is Vinny Dallo. I'm a financial planner